Welcome back to the channel, guys. Let's see how you and I can get an 800 credit score. So I hopped on one of my credit cards, checked my credit score like I do at least every month, if not twice a month or so. And it said 802 or 801, I don't know. Anyway, it said I was over 800 and I was ecstatic. I was so happy. But then I realized that that wasn't my true FICO credit score. So you have to be cautious about this. Credit cards will not always provide you with your proper FICO credit score. And that is because they use different scores and different ways of scoring your credit. So you got to be careful about that and cautious and watch that. So as I looked up my real credit score, it shows that I'm at a 789. So I'm super close to an 800, and I'll be sure to do a video when I actually hit 800. The credit card, it was my Capital One credit card, and they use a CreditWise, which is their way of scoring your credit. And it actually says that today I'm at an 809, which would be amazing, but I'm not at an 809, unfortunately. So the way that they take your credit score is they break it down into 5 different categories, and each of these have a percentage that your credit score is based off of. So for starters, and the most important, is your percentage of on-time payments. This is just your payment history, and basically if you've had 100% on-time payments, you're perfect, you're good, and you're solid. If you haven't, they'll take that one non-on-time payment and they'll say, okay, you've had 100 other on-time payments, and so now you're a 99% payment history or whatever. Or if you've missed 1 out of 50, you're 98%, and so on and so forth. The way you can avoid this is if you miss one, call your credit card company. Normally they'll reverse that and it won't show up on your credit history or it won't affect your score. If you do it more than once, they can't do that, and you're kind of stuck in the mud. Make sure that you pay your credit cards on time. Set up automatic payments, at least to pay the minimum on the card. That's all that you have to pay. You don't have to pay your card down all the way. You just need to pay the minimum. Second is your credit utilization, or the amount that you owe. So if you have $30,000 available to you in credit and you only use $300, you have an amazing credit utilization score. Whereas if you only have $300 available for you and you use all 300 of that and you don't pay it off, or you just pay the minimum, like of $25 or whatever, you're gonna have a really high percentage of credit utilization, and they don't like that. They like you to use as little of that credit as possible. Now this doesn't mean that you can't use it. Use it and pay it off. Use it and pay it off, and you're fine. You'll be fine. You just can't have that as a running balance. And this makes up about 30% of your credit score, is the credit utilization. Third is your average length of credit history. This makes up 15% of your credit score, and make sure that you really get the word average, because if you got one card 10 years ago and you didn't get any more new cards until last year, and you got 5 new cards last year, your history is not going to be 10 years old. It's now going to be like, I don't know, 2 years old. And so make sure that you have a good average credit history. If you're a younger person, get a lot of accounts right now that you can maintain. Like I would probably get 3 or 4 accounts right now, maintain those, and get a really good solid average age of credit that's old. If you're an older person, don't worry about this. Stick with the cards that you have and just keep those cards and keep them growing as long as you can, and you'll have a great average age of credit. Fourth is your new credit open, or total amount of hard inquiries you have on your credit report. Now this makes up 10% of your credit score. Some important facts about this is that this will affect and be on your credit report for 2 years, but it'll only affect your score for 1 year. Another thing to remember is that when you're going to buy a house or a car and get a loan for those, and you're shopping your loan around, you can shop that loan around with 4, 5, 6, 7 different lenders within a span of 2 or 3 weeks and be totally fine. But just make sure that it's within 2 to 3, maybe max 4 weeks, and it'll all count as one hard inquiry. It'll be lumped into one. It won't count as 5 or 6 different inquiries that they have on your credit report, which is really, really nice. Fifth and lastly is the types of credit you have. The total amount of credit lines you have. The more credit lines you have, the better. So if you can get 5, 10, some people even say 15 different credit lines. That's great, and it shows that you can manage a wide array of credit. And not only do you want several accounts, you want these to be diversified. So you want credit cards, you want auto loans, you want your mortgage, you want different accounts that you're proving that you can manage and keep up to date on, and you can pay consistently on several different accounts. It's the catch-22. The credit companies don't want to give you money when you need money, but they want to give you all the money when you don't need money. So as a quick recap, you want to make sure that you have a good payment history, that you don't owe anything on your cards when they come due, that the length of your credit history is good, that's just a waiting game, that your new credit opened isn't too many different accounts opened at one time, and that the types of credit you have are diversified. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please like it, share it, subscribe. It really helps out the channel, it helps it get to more people, and it helps me be able to help more people. I appreciate you guys taking your time to watch this video. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.